However, I think increasingly now we are seeing epilepsy as, well, it is a symptom. We've always known it to be a symptom, and our problem, by that we mean that there are many, many, many different causes of the epilepsy. It is the epilepsies. And as we move forward in our understanding of the disease process, we can do much more for the individuals we see with the epilepsies to improve their outlook on life, improve their overall outcome. And in order to do this, we realise it's becoming much more of a specialist issue. And a lot of these diseases come on in childhood, but they extend into adulthood. And traditionally, those in adulthood, perhaps who have a lot of seizures, a lot of learning disability, have not tended to see the neurology specialists. They have tended to see general physicians who have thought there's not much we can do, we'll just carry on with the day-to-day treatment. As we recognise there's so much more we can do, it is really important that we make sure that paediatricians and adult physicians communicate, that we transition the care of the specialist children into the adult vicinity. Even those with what we would call relatively straightforward epilepsy need to be transitioned to those that understand the whole process. And therefore that involves a degree of education as well about all the different rare diseases and what we can do. Within part of the roles that we have, the International League Against Epilepsy, which is the global organisation for professionals with epilepsy, looking after individuals with epilepsy, we recognise that in some countries there is an established process, not necessarily completely followed because of resource and other problems, but a process for recognising that transition is important, protocols, checklists. But there are many areas around the world where it's still not seen to be important, but there really isn't the scope to move things forward. And therefore, as an organisation, we have a group that's looking at this, trying to find out what's happening so that we can provide guidelines, provide protocols, provide minimal standards, if you like, of what would be expected from transition and to enhance the care of the adults, well, children, young people moving through, the adults with epilepsy. And also within EpiCare, which is the European reference network for the rare and complex epilepsies. This is one of 24 networks that have been set up by the EU for rare and complex rare disease. And we have one specifically for the epilepsies because of the recognition that it is not just a neurological disorder, it's the fact that it can be quite complex, there are many different inputs required, and the fact that it is a group of rare diseases that we have to collaborate across Europe to make sure that we enhance management, share expertise, enhance diagnosis in different areas of Europe. And transition is very much part of that because the rare diseases, they may present in childhood, but these individuals grow up. They don't disappear. They need ongoing care, ongoing recognition. And there is a lot of adults out there who also need to be diagnosed and move forward. And it's through this sort of process of collaboration that we can not only do the new trials, new research, but also educate out into the community about what needs to happen.